What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick. These are just really lucky pants. Cactus here. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel and let me know what you want my next intro to be. That comment section is out of control. Alright, today, if you are a PvE player, this one's for you. If you got friends who play PvE, send them this video because, guys, we are taking a look at what might just be the new best PvE hand cannon in the game. And I'm not just saying that for clickbait, I actually think that. And we'll dive into why. The hand cannon we're featuring is the Judgement. Now, this is a pretty new weapon. It was actually an old Trials of the 9 weapon, and it has been re-added with completely random rolls to the Prophecy dungeon. Now, very importantly, once you get this for the first time, it drops in the first encounter, you can actually keep farming that first encounter over and over and over again during a week and farm this weapon. So definitely keep that in mind. But specifically, we are looking at a certain God Roll. Now, I want to preface this by the fact that I kind of awkwardly made a video in Season of the Splicer calling the time-lost version of the Fatebringer the best PvE hand cannon in the game. Here it is right here, and as you can see, it can get explosive payload plus Frenzy. Make no mistake, if you do have that roll, time lost or not, that is an unbelievably good PvE hand cannon roll. Like, that is super, super good. We're talking about a difference of inches here, not miles, but why not have the best of the best? The thing is, the reason this is so good is because explosive payload is godly in PvE. The explosive damage has infinite range, so you can 2-tap enemies from literally across the map, and it adds bonus damage, about 10% for a headshot, 15% for a body shot, so that means it has basically Rampage ×1 or Frenzy active all the time for doing literally nothing. But then it combines with Frenzy for even more damage. Normally, explosive payload, in fact for every other gun in the game, it's in the right-hand column. So you'd normally have to choose between Frenzy or Explosive or Kill Clip or Rampage. The fact that you can combine two of those things is what makes it so darn good. But there's another perk with the same exact story, and that is Demolitionist, where getting kills gives you grenade energy, and throwing your grenade instantly refills your magazine. For, at least before this season, every non-sunset gun in the game, Demolitionist would be in the right-hand column. It was actually in the left-hand column back with Season of Dawn years ago, and guys, when it was, it produced some of the most powerful PvE weapons ever created. The perfect paradox with Demolitionist plus Trench Barrel, unbelievable. The Breachlight with Demo plus Rampage or plus Multi-Kill Clip. Oh my goodness, people still talk about this weapon. And guys, one of my favorite hand cannons of all time, the old-fashioned with Demolitionist plus explosive payload. Again, giving you both of these perks that usually compete against each other, but at the same time is so darn good. You get all the benefits of explosive, but then you're also getting your grenades so much more often. It's been years since we've seen a weapon that powerful, but it's back, and it's on the Judgement Hand Cannon. Try to get the God Roll that we're showing here, and that is Demolitionist in the first slot, and then combined with timed payload. Now, timed payload is very similar to explosive payload in function, but this time the explosion is a little bit after you shoot an enemy, and you're going to be seeing that a lot in the background gameplay. Now, is there any difference in damage between timed payload and explosive payload? Well, not really. I set up a little test here, so I was shooting this enemy with an explosive payload, Fatebringer actually, and that did 1,349 for the normal shot, and then 1,754 explosive damage, 3,100 total. Now I then switched to my time payload Judgement, and I did 1,214 normal, and then 1,929 explosive damage. That actually gave me 3,143 damage, so time payload actually does a tiny bit more damage than explosive payload, but you could argue that this is offset by the fact that your time to kill is actually a little bit longer because you have to wait a tiny bit for that explosion to activate, and potentially in that time you could be shot by that enemy. I think it's a pretty negligible difference, and both perks accomplish the same thing of giving you a static damage increase in PvE all the time and giving that explosive damage infinite range so you can 2-tap a red bar from across the map when all you can see is a pixel, whereas if you don't have that, it's going to be like a 5 or 6 shot kill with a hand cannon. So we have two utterly unbelievable PvE Hand Cannon God Rolls. The Fatebringer with Explosive plus Frenzy in my opinion, and then the Judgement with Demo plus Timed Payload. Which one is better? Well, again, it's razor thin, but both has their advantages. So with the Fatebringer, of course, you get that extra damage and reload speed, don't forget, from Frenzy. 15% bonus damage stacking on top of the 10 to 15 from explosive, and more damage is obviously great. And the reload speed, let's not forget, is also really advantageous. Not to mention, it's pretty darn easy to trigger Frenzy, like you just have to really be in a gunfight. As long as you're dealing damage or taking damage within, 12-ish seconds, it will activate and take a full 7 seconds of no damage or dealing damage to deactivate. So often, if you're doing, let's say, the new seasonal activity, it's going to be active for really an entire encounter. But with the Judgement, we also have some massive advantages. Firstly, it should be noted that time payload, even if it's just a tiny bit, does technically do more damage, but Demolitionist really has, I think, an argument to be better than Frenzy in the long run because it is in that additional column. You're mainly using this because it's a great hand cannon with timed payload, right? Which again accomplishes the same thing as explosive. Infinite range, more static damage all the time, right? That's really why you're using this gun. So getting an extra benefit of constantly more grenade regeneration for every single enemy you kill. There's no turning on and off Demolitionist like Frenzy. Frenzy is not active sometimes. There's never a moment where Demolitionist is not going to activate. If you kill an enemy, you get bonus grenade energy every single time. Now, it kind of also applies a reload benefit in the sense that if you throw a grenade, you instantly regenerate all of your ammo, like you reload your gun instantaneously. And if you get used to it, you can time this to great effect. Shoot off all of your hand cannon shots, throw a grenade, keep shooting. It really does provide a noticeable benefit in that regard. So, which one is better? Well, I hate to be a fence sitter, but I think it really does depend on your build. At a base level, you can make the argument that Frenzy plus Explosive on the Fatebringer is better. The fact that it's also an adept weapon and can use adept mods is also pretty darn beneficial. But if you're using anything that involves grenades, let's say you have just one elemental ordnance mod, suddenly the Judgement takes the lead. Also, if you're doing an activity with match game, let's say you're doing a Nightfall, and you're utilizing your abilities to break shields. Like let's say you're on a Titan and you're running Thunder Crash, and you're saying, okay, for the arc shields, I plan on using my arc abilities. Then I think you're going with the Judgement every single time to get much more grenades to throw to break shields. But also, this benefit just increases with the amount of grenade synergies. Like, God forbid you're actually running a handheld Supernova build with Controverse Hold, the Judgement roll just skyrockets in value because, the Fatebringer at a base level is just able to offer more damage, right? That's good. That's beneficial. But as soon as you get grenade or ability synergies involved, I think Demolitionist takes the lead, even though this isn't an adept weapon. I'd be giving up that little bonus damage or a few extra rounds with adept meg any day to focus on those benefits of synergies. But at the end of the day, frankly, get both. Because either one of these, if you get either one of the God Rolls, holy crap, it's going to be your best PvE hand cannon, period. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating or especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.